To go in more depth about the United States, we are believers and followers of Christ. So we actually believe the word of God when it says that the United States is Babylon and the United States is under judgment. So all of those things are very real to us. And with the message from God saying you need to go, we actually just said, okay, we need to be obedient and we need to go. So we were not running away from anything. We actually had a very good life. We had been, like I said, at that point in time, 28 years married. We had been in the home that we were in for 20 years. That was our forever home. We were fine. We were good. There was nothing terrible going on in our life. We are business owners. That was going very well. So it came somewhat of a surprise. But when God delivers you for something, you don't sit back and be like, not today, maybe tomorrow. Hey y'all, it's me, SB, for my family in the USA and for my family here in South Africa, Cebu. So listen guys, I got another family here with me today and they're here to tell us all about their first experience in South Africa. Yes, Erica and Eric. How y'all doing?
Great, great.
It's so good to have you guys here. I'm just going to ask y'all a few questions about your first experience in South Africa, how you're enjoying it, your thoughts, and then we'll just go from there. How about that?
Sounds
Everything's
good.
okay? All right. So listen, guys, I'm telling you, South Africa is the place to be. If you have not yet added it to your bucket list, you definitely need to. Not trying to take anything from the U.S., but hey, if you need refuge, SA may be the place for you. All right, so listen, what inspired you all to decide to come to South Africa?
Well, go
Well,
ahead.
I would say that I was thinking the whole time that we wanted a change for our family. So many things were happening around us. We started looking at where we could go and be comfortable, also community, and South Africa jumped right out at us. We caught so many videos right here on YouTube, Web Nation. We saw your story and so many others,
Okay.
and really were inspired. We felt immediately comfortable as soon as we got here, so we knew we made a great decision.
Immediately comfortable.
Immediately.
That is interesting. Now, have you ever been to the continent of Africa before?
Never.
First time.
First time.
Wow. That is interesting. Very good. Now, if you don't mind, where are you coming from?
So we are coming from Sarasota, Florida.
Okay.
But we're originally from Chicago, so we're from a bigger city, but we had settled into Florida for the last 10 plus years.
Okay. Now, listen, I'm jumping right into it, and then we're going to come backwards. Does this seem to be a place, or does it have the appearance and feeling of a place that you can actually live?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay, so tell me, what is it? What do you feel?
Well, it kind of reminds me of some of the areas we've been to. We have like a California feel. We come from the Florida, so we've been looking for the greenery. We was very surprised at all the greenery that we see, even some of the palm trees and stuff. And so Florida is more flat. This sits up high, and like you got the elevation, and it was something we haven't really experienced. So we've always one of our homes places we thought we would retire at would be like California, but that's pretty expensive. So coming here, you get all that. You get to take advantage of that, and it's more. It's definitely the cost of living here is substantially beneficial.
Okay, so oftentimes, we have been asked the question, you moving internationally or across abroad, what have you, what are you running from? Have y'all been asked that question, or has anybody posed that thought to you?
Somewhat. I don't think we're running from anything, but at the same time, you cannot deflect from what's going on in the U.S. right now. And I think personally, every single person has been impacted by something. Rather it's your kid's schooling or your health insurance. There's just so many things. So yes, obviously all of those things, when we looked here, we had a lot of box checked right off the bat and thought this could work a lot better for us. We thought about moving within the US. And then the question was, where? When you start thinking about all the things that you need, what would be required, there wasn't any perfect place. And so we started looking outside of the US. And then it was like, wow, you're getting diversity, you're getting a great community. Even just to move across the US, you don't have a community just waiting for you. You know, if you want to go over to Tennessee, you're going to have to start over.
Mm-hmm.
And at least coming here, we've already have a community that's built where people are very helpful, willing, kind. You just don't get that within. And then everyone's so busy. Here, everyone's lifestyle is a little more casual. So there's time.
Definitely.
There's time. So that for me, so many things were checking the box. And we thought this will be a better place.
Are y'all surprised about how aspects are here and it's like a new family? Like you came all the way from Florida probably to meet somebody in Texas or North Carolina, and it's like we're right there together, but you came all the way here to do that. Are you surprised about how tight it is actually?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like I
It's,
said,
I am too. Even though we've been here a little over a year, I am still surprised about how I've been meeting people. It's like, wow.
And the commonalities too from
Yeah.
different states. Like where were you? Like I could have met you in the States,
That's what I'm
but
saying.
it took
It's
us to
like-
come, to this continent and just to see other people that have the same dreams and aspirations as you
Right.
and
Of like minds.
like minds.
Yeah, you're right about that. That's been interesting. I've been trying myself to figure out, God, what are you doing? You know.
Yeah.
And the time essence again, like even in the States, if I were to just pack up and say I'm going to Georgia, which is one state over, yes, I know several people there, but no one has time. Everyone's in the rat race, and myself too. We have kids, so you're on that rotation every day. Whereas here, people are finding time, to either pursue other things they never thought they would be able to have the time to do, maybe businesses coming together, making the effort here. It seems like something you don't get when you move to another state. It's like you get there and you think you're going to have all of this support, and people go into their own lives and it's
Wow.
really not there.
Yeah.
So that's, if nothing else, community is something I think we all have been looking for, and you just don't seem to get it.
Yes.
That's wonderful what you just said, because I never thought about that. That is something that's back in the day. It used to be a village
Mm-hmm.
to raise your children. That's what they used to say. But you knew your neighbors, you counted on them, and all of that. And we did lose that. The United States. In the United States, we have kind of gotten away from that.
Yes.
But here, it's almost like we do need each other.
Mhm.
We're going to have to rely on each other for nothing else but information,
Exactly.
and hopefully a few meals here and there, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yes.
Meals here and there.
We appreciate
But what's your expectation though? What is your expectation if you decide to move? And you get over here. What are your thoughts? What are your expectations of being here?
I'm expecting, what I've experienced so far, I've expected the kindness from the people have been great. Everyone's been very embracive to us. Just being here feels calmer for me. I don't find myself like rushing, doing 100 things back when I'm home. I think more so I'm expecting to just continue to gather, have time, make time for my family and new friends, maybe some other things of interest that I don't get a chance to do. My expectations, they're pretty normal for the most part, but I feel like what I've already experienced so far, I feel really good about it. We are in the process right now of looking at, property and homes. So I do have some expectations there, sure. I know we'll be busy doing that and preparing a home for our family. But overall, I think we've just been delighted with the country and the people, and we're just happy to be here.
I can definitely tell you because you mentioned the rat race. And we get so used as Americans, we get so used to being in that bubble of the rat race. It's conditioned us. That's who we are. Here, it is definitely a vibe. You have no choice but to slow down and breathe.
Definitely.
You have no choice.
It gives you the sense of freedom too. Like since we've been here, we've been able to escape that rat race and being a small business owner, you are always dealing with daily stuff. And so I had to adjust my time coming here, and I realized how much more time I have to myself throughout the day, and back home everyone is asleep, and by the time I get done and get kind of in my day here, it's like I'm just beginning my day back home. So my biggest challenge, I think, for me was my expectation was how would I be able to still continue to run my company and still have freedom here. So that was my biggest, expectation was what, how would I be able to reach that goal?
You know what? And that's a good one because we found the same thing. Right now on the East Coast, we are 7 hours ahead.
Okay.
So it's like we've gone through a whole day.
I know.
Yes.
It's like we're in the future.
Yes.
So we can like call. So it's actually a plus once you get used to it and get acclimated to it. It's actually a plus because you get everything done quickly, or I shouldn't say quickly, but you get it done in advance.
Right.
And then, but the thing is that you have to still monitor your sleep
Yes. Yes.
because you tend to want to work all night.
Right.
So that's the thing, but it's actually a good thing because right now, like I said, it's 7 hours ahead, but normally it's 6
Yes.
East Coast,
Mhm.
and that would be your time too. So that is a plus. We find the same thing, and you're present though. It's like you're really present.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're really present because you've done everything, and
Done everything.
they just went to work
Right. Mhm.
at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They're just getting to work at 9 o'clock. So you can that is a plus. We've experienced that too. That's neat. So tell me, you said you've been looking at some real estate. What do you think about it so far?
I remember growing up, I've always had this vision
Yeah.
that I've always wanted to have a house in South Africa because I've always was amazed with the architecture, architectural, all the glass houses. So, we had this conversation, maybe over a year ago, and I saw this house. I was like, "Ooh, this would be so nice, South Africa." And she looked at me like I was kind of crazy. And everything came full circle.
Wow.
We started thinking about living abroad, and we found ourselves thinking about other countries to live in.
Okay.
But then it was like we started watching. She was doing some YouTube videos. She was watching, and we was thinking about maybe Africa. We have never been to Africa, so we looked at a few videos, and I couldn't turn the TV off because I found myself even on the day when I was supposed to be working. I found myself, and we work from home. I spent most of the day looking at different expats that lived here,
Wow.
and was amazed that I said, man, one of the things I felt like they had was freedom, and they once was in my shoes, and I'm trying to get where they at. And so we got here and we saw that how people was really living here, and the real estate. So we started like, okay, where we gonna live? Because we definitely live. We're gonna give up something, but we want something even greater because we worked so hard to build the house that we did. We're currently living in. So when I saw that what you can get for your buck, it was just
Amazing.
no brainer.
You know what? And to that thought you just had, I'm going to be giving up something. I kind of thought that way too. But the reality of it is, once you get over here and you see, you don't give up anything.
Yeah.
We don't. Mostly, there's not one thing, maybe a certain brand or so, but it is so developed here. You get all the luxury items, all the housing. You get all of that here. You really don't give up anything, and you do get more of it.
Yes.
You absolutely do. So as of right now, I can't say that there's one thing that I actually gave up. And you sacrifice your family per se.
Yes.
There are some things like that. But as far as your way of living, you don't. You really don't. And I think that's one of the hardest things for people in the West to believe, that South Africa or any part of Africa, the continent, has so much to offer because we've been told, or we haven't seen it. I would say that.
Yes.
And that's a big part of why myself and others are doing these videos, so we can get the message out.
Yeah.
That it's really not what we've been told, guys.
Yes.
You got to come experience and see it for yourself. And like you said, some video you saw touched you.
Yes.
I think that you two are going to be relatable to someone else.
Yeah, I've always lived that idea of paying it forward.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever we've had God has blessed us with things, we've always we have to reach out and do the same thing for someone else.
Yeah.
So we're gonna when we get settled here and start living even better than how we were living in the States. I know that I would be a blessing to someone else.
Yeah, and you may have to be there for someone.
Yes.
Literally. It may come a time where the United States people have to go,
Yeah.
Like I said, find refuge somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And it may be your home.
Yes.
Or it might be my home. This is
Yes.
so true.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's all going to make sense to us one day.
Yes.
Because otherwise, I'm thinking, why are we in South Africa? You
Yes.
know,
Mhm.
I'm thinking that. But I mean, I'm enjoying it, and I hope you all have enjoyed your stay. So, what else have you done besides real estate? You mentioned safari.
We did do the safari, dining, shopping.
Oh, you did some shopping.
The malls are amazing.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I think there's this idea of like, oh, lower quality when you say Africa or anything
Mhm.
Caribbean. I have to say the people who know me know that I like quality items, quality goods. I looked at brands here and I'm going, is this in the States? No. It might be in Europe or other areas that we are so fond to speak of, not realizing some of the very stores that we don't have in my backyard, which Florida typically has everything, not there. I looked, and these are very high quality stores. So I think people need to educate themselves on it.
I need to educate myself because when I went to the perfume store,
Is it Skins?
yes,
Oh my goodness, that's the one I was looking up.
they gave you the champagne and they sprayed the stuff on your arm.
Yes.
And I said, and I can't get over it.
Mhm.
It is an experience, and
Oh my goodness.
again, this is
Is-
someone
it
like
is-
I've shopped, I've traveled, and there are things I've experienced here that I'm Googling, and it's not in Florida or in
No.
New York, in areas that we are so fond to go to and shop. So
Skins is top.
it is
notch.
top notch.
I'm right now. I'm not even gonna tell you. I ain't gonna even tell you what I'm fighting with. I'm not even gonna tell you. But Skins is just that's one of those things that I had to come all the way over to South Africa to experience because I have never experienced that.
It's beautiful.
I'm gonna give South Africa their credit. That is one of them right
That is
there.
one of them.
And I love the malls too, so that's one of my things.
You're talking about malls.
Mm.
Beautiful.
That Mall of Africa was amazing to me. When you think of she was watching some YouTube video. I thought she was talking about the Mall of what is that Mall of
Mall of America.
No, Mall of America. I was like, no. She was like, no.
Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Minneapolis. That place is nothing compared to Mall of Africa.
They got another one too.
They're
It's called Minland. It's in Pretoria.
Oh.
Yeah, it's. I think it's bigger than the Mall of Africa.
Oh,
And the
wow.
other thing that was so great, I have boys, but just to see the branding. If I were a young woman here, when you go into a store, you're gonna see, typical branding. And I mean, you're seeing all these different faces that look like you from this store to that store. I was like, wow, I'm older, but I can only imagine what it does for
For a
the
young
younger
person.
people here.
Yeah, I know.
Because that's not something you see in the States. I mean, we do. We have models of all ethnicities, but typically I started looking here and I'm seeing models all beautiful. That's not something we see.
What
as
about the
younger women.
billboards?
Yes.
Have you noticed the
As well.
beautiful
Off the
billboards?
highway and
Mhm.
Everywhere.
That's
And you're
amazing.
seeing people that look like yourself. It felt a little, realtors even, I was seeing their signs up, and we have that in common. And so it's like, it was just, it really felt nice to see that marketing and know like, okay, I feel seen.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the other things that blew our mind too was seeing some of the companies from up in the States.
Oh yeah, a lot of
actually
them
have plants and stuff here. Seeing that, and
Big brands.
really, and then just the architectural of these buildings. When I envisioned, because just being lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
When I envisioned the way Africa should look, it was nothing like it was. Getting off that plane and then seeing for yourself the type of creativity that they so far ahead of us.
Right.
Sure, a lot of them are like 15. These buildings are older buildings, and I still haven't seen anything like that in the States yet.
Right, because they use masonry, straight brick,
Straight
cement, rebar, or whatever
Yeah.
they call it. Yeah, it's made not to fall. Right.
Mhm.
It is amazing here. It's been some things that I've seen that is just like breathtaking. I never would have thought, and no one told us about it. But I do think that the more we speak on it, the more you all come to visit, go back, move, or what have you, the more people will want to come. Because I just think this is, for whatever reason, is a place for us to be
Yes.
at this present time. Now, safety is always a huge issue. We haven't mentioned it at all. I've been with you guys at least 3 times. And y'all never mentioned anything about safety. Is that something that has been on your radar, or what are your thoughts about it? I know you haven't experienced anything negative, but what are your
No.
thoughts about it?
That was
thus
a
far?
concern before coming
Okay.
here, but since we landed on this soil, I've never seen so much security. You know, we're going into these different estates. They have top-notch security, like biometric types.
Biometrics,
And
definitely.
I've never seen that even in Florida, some of the states we went into,
Right.
you know, and that made us feel definitely comfortable being here.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and I've seen some things in the malls, like some of them carrying firearms.
Oh,
And
more than firearms.
more than firearms.
Fire you up, arm. That's what that is. To fire you up, arm. But yeah, you know. But you know, I think the thing is that that was because that's one of the huge. That's a huge topic. The safety in South Africa. How many unaliving and grapes and things that go on, and I'm sure these things do go on, but they also do go on in the United States.
Oh yes.
And I think it's we have to understand that there are 54 countries in Africa. I mean, really, Africa is a continent, and it's the same for the United States. There are 50 states, so you need to be careful where you're going.
Yes.
And how do you invest your money and time and what have you. But crime is everywhere.
Everywhere.
You know.
And it's rampant all over. I mean, in other countries as well, the UK, I know they're going through.
Yeah, where can you go?
I mean, I think we're both from big cities, so we just use common
Chicago,
sense.
You're right.
Common sense stuff, you know, and there are plenty safe areas to be in where you can let your shoulders back and relax. And, you know, I have a dog that I like to walk, things that I do. When I got here, I realized that I can continue to do the things that I do on a day-to-day, then I knew that I could be here. And then to add the additional things that I can't do right now because, you know, there's other opportunities here for me, that just brought everything full circle.
Was there something you thought you was going to have to give up? Just your first time hearing it. South Africa being a place that you could live, or I probably didn't come out like that. It probably was Africa being a place that you could live. Did you think right away that you had to give up something, or it was some kind of major sacrifice or daily living, something that you had to give up?
The safety, you know, like how I move around.
That was
because I'm a get up and go type of person. Once I realized that I could still do things and move freely, go to my favorite shops and my shopping. I love the grocery stores here. Just, you know, you think about what your life looks like there and how it fits here. A lot of conveniences here that I don't have in Florida, actually.
Yeah.
So everything delivers as well. So yeah, no, it's definitely there for you. If you're a person that likes to eat out, you can dine freely. If you like to eat in, you can get delivery here. It's all here. It's something you just have to come and see for yourself.
As a woman, that was one thing I felt like I had to initially coming in. Safety was a thing with me too. You know, at home, I used to just jump in the car and go wherever I wanted to go because I'd been there all my life. So that is something that I had to like regroup about. Now I have to take my husband with me. You know, and I'm still, you know, that's a smart thing to do, whether I want to admit it or not, or bother him or not. It's just a smart thing to do. So that is one thing, that slight bit of independence as a woman, but you do build your community, or when you get into a community, as we call them, you'll then have someone. I just don't think a woman should be by herself anywhere. The reality of it, even in North Carolina. But we just took it all for granted and we did whatever we had to do. So that was one thing for me too, that the safety part, you know, because it was just so much.
And not knowing your first time in and you're just moving into a community, you want to be sure. So we talk about that. And so we, you know, make our adjustments when we're out and things that we're doing. And so, yeah, that makes common sense measures everywhere at this time. I mean, everywhere is kind of going through something.
So let's talk about schools for a moment because you have 2 boys. So that's a new era that I haven't yet tackled but that is something good that I hope you all can go through and share with others. Because have you tapped into? You didn't get a chance to visit any schools.
We didn't do any visiting because we know we're going to come back with them.
Okay.
Some of the schools here that I inquired about want to meet the child as well.
Okay.
So it's just best to do everything so they can meet and see if, you know, good fit. Well, one of my children that has special needs. So for him specifically, I would like to have him come in and make sure it's a good fit. So while I'm doing that, my other son, you know, kind of have some options laid out with him. And we also got some great recommendations from other parents. And just today, when we were out looking at homes, the 2 agents that were there were speaking very highly about the schools, not just being in South Africa, but as the international our schools here, Santa Rosa,
Oh, she's here.
the schools here
Yeah.
are on the level where people are coming from, like Germany and coming from other parts of Europe for the schooling, and just because also the cost, you know, and that their level of education is at that peak, is at that high that they're not getting in other countries.
Right.
So I think a lot of people wouldn't know that, and they're living here over 10 years now and telling me how amazing these schools have been.
That is so good to know because that's a number one question. When I put out these videos and I get emails back, and they always want to know about schools and healthcare. And I can't help them at all on
With the
schools.
yeah.
But healthcare, I can just direct in what I know. But they want to know about schools. So that is something. That,
Yes.
so let's just kind of reiterate that. There are schools here. They
Yes.
are high achieving schools.
Yeah.
Yes.
And will.
Received internationally. And
So they're English
Yes.
speaking
English
schools.
speaker.
Yeah.
Okay.
very
Okay.
high standards, leadership, not just the academics, everything that they are putting into the student, which impressed me because, you know, you're not going to get that in the States unless you're paying a college tuition for something like that. And when they were talking about the schools, they were saying these are people are leaving other countries when they look at what is offered. Like, we're not just saying this is a great school in South Africa. We're saying this is a great school internationally, where people are now pouring into the country and taking advantage of
Right.
what's here.
That is important. And you also mentioned your artistic child.
Mm-hmm.
That is important too.
Yes.
Because
Truly important.
yes,
Yes.
yes, because so many people,
Yes.
you know, they like the routine.
Yes.
And so it's like take him out of that routine and bring him to something else. Is there somewhere where I can find another routine?
Yes. I'm surprised. There are some pretty good options here, so I'm going to be able to walk that walk, and do my due diligence with him. So maybe for others, I know a lot of expats are looking. It comes up a lot in some of the forums that one thing is leaving the country
Mm-hmm.
and with your child with special needs, and then making sure that, because we are very untrusting when we have kids with special needs, because some of them can't speak for themselves or whatever the case. So we just are like very well alerted on that. And so when you go into another country, I know that's just even more heightened, right? So that's something that I will be doing. But I noticed that a lot of parents all around the globe, this is something that they're concerned about. How will it work? And for me, that also made South Africa a good choice for us because the language. Imagine taking your special need child who is now, in the teen years or adolescence, they've learned their language, and now you're taking them into another country where they now are learning another language or trying, someone's talking to them and they can't understand. I really didn't want to add another barrier for him. So having the language of English pretty much is
First language.
everywhere.
It is.
It's everywhere.
Mhm.
And that just was like one barrier gone.
Soft
you
landing.
know.
Very much soft.
So I'm hoping that journey would be helpful for those, because a lot of people won't move because of that.
Oh,
They
absolutely. They
won't.
won't. They
Because
won't.
they just feel like, I don't know how my child can go further in another country, the language barrier. So, maybe that's something someone might want to know, but that is definitely something that
I think that's something that needs to be talked about because you also mentioned up to the age of 22.
Yes.
That is, somebody needs to hear that.
Yes.
So that is something definitely I
And
want
some
to.
programs, there's a program here in Pretoria that is up to 34. So usually in the US, once they get past 22, they'll have like a place they can go and they do activities. They work on life skills or learning job skills.
Mm.
So, I was like, how is this going to work? And then I found a very program like what they would offer in the States right here in Pretoria that goes even higher. So, I mean, this is a bigger city, and if you're looking at other countries and you're looking at a small town and it's you have this beautiful coastal views, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be able to service your child. Like, that might work for you as a, retired person, but if you have a special need individual, you're going to need to be in a bigger city environment where you can get those services.
So it sounds like to me that it's added another check.
Right.
To your list.
Right. Yeah. I could feel
a little confirmation. It's like,
and
so has there been anything though that South Africa doesn't offer that you know what I'm saying, that would make you like rethink, or maybe, okay, finding a house, there's plenty of them out there, we're gonna find one.
Okay.
We gonna worry about that. But let me say this, because I just gotta tell you, finding a school for your child with special needs that just fits, which you don't know yet if it's perfectly going to fit for him, but just the fact that they have something,
right,
Yeah.
in the continent of Africa. Not that, they don't have that same situation that another child wouldn't need it. It's just that you
Yeah.
found it.
Yep. It's here.
It's
It is
here.
There are options. I mean, like if he was 10, there would be more options.
Mm-hmm.
But because he is a little older, my options are a little bit limited. But it's even worse where I'm at right now because right now we're losing services in my state. So, it just kind of makes sense. And the funniest thing is the other day we were driving into one of the communities and I saw the van, the transportation
for the school.
dropping off dropping the children off. I couldn't see in; it was covered. And I was like, showing Eric, like, look, that's the school.
Now I have no idea where you were, but I'm gonna tell you when we were buying our house, I was like, I think God told me that we're gonna have a lemon tree in our backyard, and it was one house that we went to,
Oh, wow.
and I had not told this young man about this lemon tree, and he was like, guess what? It's in the back. No, he went and got a leaf off the tree, and he said, smell this, and he put it up to my nose. It was a lemon tree.
Wow.
That was at that house, and I was like, this is the house.
This is it.
I was like, this is the house. But it was just like we just couldn't make it work. But I felt like that.
The confirmations.
But yeah, the confirmations just kept coming in about certain things. But I really felt like that was the house.
Right.
But it didn't work out. We found something better. But it's still, I just thought, I was like, this is strange.
Yeah.
This is strange. And they had one here too. But it was just something about it, the way it came about.
Line up.
Yeah, and it seems like y'all have gotten a lot of
Yeah.
confirmations. And that is like,
Confirmations
We've
have
been
been
truly
great.
blessed. Thank
yeah. That's interesting. That's good. Okay, so listen, what else? We've talked about the schools, so basically the kids, we talked about them, highlighted them per se. We talked about the real estate.
Yeah.
We know now that we kind of got to adjust of where we want to go per se, as far as the city or
Yes.
suburbs, what have you.
Suburbs, yes.
Okay, we're retired, right? You're coming here as retirees, or did you?
I think that's the process of the visa we would be looking at. But no, we are both self-employed people. We work from home, so we have a flexibility of where we can live. So that's important. Obviously, if you're going to be working here, you want to be in close proximity. So we have a lot of options with that. But we will continue to work. And as you said, the day starts for us probably around 4 o'clock for you here. It
Like
starts
4 or
about
5 o'clock.
9 a.m. Typically,
Seven
it's
is
3
fine.
o'clock here.
Mhm.
Oh, 9, so maybe 5. Well, we have some
Pretty much 3 o'clock.
working
9, yeah, everybody else, we might be earlier, but
Right.
they
Yeah.
9 o'clock typically they go into the office.
Mhm.
It's 3 here,
Mhm.
9 there. And the reason why we got so hung up on because the banking is always
All right.
Yeah.
9 o'clock there, 3
Yeah.
o'clock here.
Mhm.
But now they're a whole nother hour
Yeah.
back. So we're a whole nother hour forward, however you want to say that. But yeah, it's a joy.
Yes.
You gonna-
One of the things we like, we didn't have enough time for
Yeah.
the hustle and bustle to spend with each other.
Right.
Been
So it put a
spending-
whole
yeah,
other
we
day-
put a whole other day. It's like,
Basically, it gave you a whole other
Exactly,
day.
you know.
Yeah, it's true.
I can catch up on things I need to do after we've spent the whole day doing other things that we've been really wishing we could have done years ago.
Mhm. So like literally right now, the time now, it's just now what, 9 o'clock there, 10 o'clock there?
Yes.
8 a.m.
And that's just
We've done so much
unbelievable.
today.
You see?
So much.
We've done so much and they've just gotten there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It is. I
Yeah.
mean, normally I get up in the morning there. I'm up at 7 after they drop the kids. I've always wanted to do walks with him and then grab our breakfast. He's already started the phone calls. He's already talking to people. And it's like, well, I'll end up doing those things by myself and then I'll grab breakfast for us.
Mhm.
And we just kind of in, out, passing each other by as we're working till about 4 o'clock.
So it would be totally.
Then it's dinner and,
you'll
the
be ready to
kids
put
come,
the kids
and
down
then
and you would have the
that
whole day
interrupts
to work.
everything.
So
So now-
probably midnight. Then you're
Yes.
like, I'm done, y'all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But now we have the opposite.
You have the
We
option.
We hang out all day here
Mhm.
until about 3 or 4 o'clock, and then the calls are starting to come.
Exactly.
And we don't feel like we've missed anything
Right.
at this point.
You don't. And if something's going on, you know about it before they
Yeah,
know
for sure
about
they
it.
know about it. Yeah.
It's really, literally, we're in the future. I feel that way. I kind of chuckle about it, but yeah, that is one of the things, and that doesn't go away.
No,
You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
doesn't go away. So yeah, that's always a plus. Let's see, what else have we talked about the real estate? So what's next for you all? What would be next?
We actually about to leave in the next day or two, and we just been as we going back, we're gonna be really trying to map this thing out.
Yeah.
We found some homes. We kind of really determined kind of what estates we may be considering living in
Mhm.
that will fit our needs.
Right.
We have a few things that we know that whatever house we end up finding, we feel like it may not live up to all of expectations,
Right.
but we can make it work.
Yeah.
So I think, like some of the other expats that came here and their first time going back home is like you feel like you just all you thinking about is getting back.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's going to end up happening with us on our way home and while we're there. So we got some prepping to do when we get back, but this is definitely truly been confirmed. That,
Yeah. I don't know if y'all been here long enough, but you will feel that. Like a couple of people that first time they went back, they were like went to Bojangles or went to somewhere like that, and then they tasted it. It was like, oh, this is different. Things are
Yeah.
different now.
Yes.
You just and the pace.
yes.
Y'all only been yeah.
I
The
think we're not
pace.
ready for the pace yet.
The pace
I'm not
here
ready
is
for it. Yeah.
so slow compared to there, but it's a good slow, I should say.
Yes.
There's some things, of
Yeah.
course, but we don't need to be that fast. We really don't. We don't need to have that pressure, that pressure cooker.
How fast we were. It's like I feel like this is gonna probably add more
Yeah.
life expectancy for me.
Well, absolutely, to give you opportunity to think
Hmm.
about
Empathy.
things.
True.
We're normally just responding
Yes.
Oh,
You know.
all day is reactive.
all day, all day.
And then you mentioned the food. I mean,
All of the food is.
All day food.
the quality food, the lack of, I know, the sugar and things like that, and
Mhm.
sodiums. And the moment I had something, I had some Lay's potato chips. I don't know why. And the moment I had it, the whole time I've been here, I've been eating everything here and decided to eat a brand from home. And
Mhm.
that's the one day I had discomfort.
How was it?
It was not worth it.
Okay, so listen, they have a chip here that is very good. I can't think of it right now, but it's very good.
Oh yeah.
But we did do some Krispy Kreme donut tasting
That's
today.
right.
So what did you think about that?
I think they're not as sweet.
You do
Yeah.
okay. You can
They're not as
taste the
sweet 'cause I've
difference.
been there.
Okay.
Like, I've had Krispy Kreme probably at home since you have theirs.
Yeah.
But I do think the glaze is a little less sweet, which is fine with
Yeah.
me.
Yes.
But it didn't take away from it,
No,
though.
it didn't.
Right.
No.
We
No.
realize how much sugar we have in our foods because every drink, every dessert I've had, I'm eating them more because
Mhm.
usually when I eat dessert, my kids have something, I'll take a little bite. I'm like, oh, that's enough. I
Right.
don't want more of that. And
Desserts
I'm
you can
eating
tell.
everything here.
Yeah. Ice cream, all that. So listen, on a scale from 1 to 10, what would you give the donuts?
The donuts.
Donuts. I don't really eat sweets,
Okay.
but I probably would eat more of this.
Give me a
Krispy-
number.
Huh?
1
I
to
would
10.
I would say about a 7.
Okay.
For a person who doesn't really eat,
Yes.
neither one of us are big sweet eaters, but I wouldn't mind with my coffee. That's fine.
Yes.
That's
Coffee.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
was
would have
good.
that.
Okay. So thank y'all so much for this. It's a pleasure always for me to meet people who are forward thinkers and that have the ability actually to come to South Africa and are willing to do so, because the first time you get that notion, the second thing that happens is someone's around you telling you no, you're crazy, or all the negativity comes out and they tell you all the things that you
Oh yes.
can't do
Mhm.
per se.
Mhm.
But to see that you all blocked it out and say, you know what, I'm taking that first trip. I'm going to see what it's all about.
Yeah.
I appreciate that so much. But what would you like to leave us with? What thoughts? Anything that comes to mind? What would you like to share? Because this video goes out to YouTube and it's just for other people to see that there are all types of people
Yeah.
that are taking this journey and, are willing to do so. Because, sometimes people just need that little extra push. Because there's so many things that can keep us from doing this. And
That's
y'all
a
realize
lot
this? It's
of
like a
noise,
million
too.
things. You're a business owner. It's a million things that you can tell me right now. Oh, I ain't got this together yet. I need to find somebody to do. It will be a million, and all those things will keep you right where you are for whatever reason. Even though you already gotten the notion that I may need to find somewhere else to be.
Yes. I think like you need to follow your dreams.
Okay.
Don't let
Oh, yeah,
don't let fear be a factor.
Definitely you,
No.
because you've had this. You said it's a
I've had this
kid last house. Yeah.
And to be honest with you, to see,
Hmm.
I can remember how South Africa looked, just what I saw then as a kid,
Okay.
and it's only advanced since then.
Wow.
So, and the amazing architect back then it's tenfold now.
Mm-hmm.
So just stop listening to naysayers. You don't know until you know, and we wouldn't have never. I think it took. My feelings about South Africa. I feel bad for myself not knowing all these years. I would have probably made this trip a long time. Some of the places we went, they wouldn't even been on my list.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah, I was ignorant too.
absolutely,
We just accepted what was said Africa wasn't a thing for us. It just never
Yes.
was a thought.
Go right past
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, it never was a thought.
thought.
What about you? What do you think?
I was very impressed. I found that I would say to someone who's thinking about it, come out. You have a community here already, which is very rare to find, even in the United States. Secondly, the support system here is great. You know, if there's something, your time, you can get your time back.
Yes.
There's a lot of help
Mm.
here
Mhm.
to make your life a lot easier for me. You know, one of my biggest concerns is like, you know, as my son is getting older, how am I going to manage this once he's done with school? Like, am I going to be, you know, I'm not going to be able to be home with him. Who's going to be with? I have a lot of services here that I can take advantage of that I really don't have in the United States.
Yes.
So I would say do your due diligence. Talk to people, reach out to people, come take a visit, see if it can fit for your lifestyle. I think most people will be pleasantly surprised at what they find here. And I think the more different personalities that come through your channel, someone will identify with someone else and feel like that resonated with me and can see themselves there more so. And another thing I wanted to mention that I was pleasantly surprised by is the diversity here too. I think people think South Africa, okay, I'm just going to see, you know, one type of person. And I've been meeting people from everywhere. As we've been like touring homes and going into communities, actually seeing the people who live in the communities. I think that's a surprise as well. Not that we are not the majority. However, there's a lot of people from everywhere coming here and they're finding things in South Africa.
You know what? Hearing you speak about this journey that we've already taken and that you are on now,
Yeah.
I may be using the wrong words, but it's almost like I'm hearing God forcing us to do something that we would have never done on our own.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
We'd have never done it. We'd have
No.
been just fine in our forever homes,
Content.
our self-employment,
Mhm.
working our businesses. And he's like, no, I have somewhere else that you can be and you'll be better. Just listen to me and do this. Just follow what I'm telling you to do.
Yes.
Yeah, because as you
Because
said,
you have the same life.
yeah,
Yes.
we're not
You
running
didn't give
from
up
anything.
nothing.
Exactly, and we have a good life there. We're not,
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
not.
we're thriving, but we know we can do better.
Yes.
We know
And we
can
would
do
have never
better.
done it. That's the part, though. It's almost like, no,
Yeah.
just listen. You know, just listen. Wow, that's interesting. I learn something new every day. Come across something new every day. But listen, it's been a joy.
Likewise.
Likewise.
So if you all need anything or
Yes.
whatever,
Thank you.
y'all know how y'all can contact me. And I appreciate you so much for being here
Yeah.
and just sharing. And like I said, somebody's going to relate to you guys and have more questions.
Yes.
And hopefully this has helped them out a lot and they'll go ahead and start on their journey also.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much for having us.
Thank you. All right.